Hey, welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be diving into my number one goal for 2024. Reason why you want to watch this is because as I go through my goal, I think it's really going to help you understand how to say yes to things in your life, but also say no to things to your life so that you can actually figure out what is it you want in your life and create the life that you want and build that. Let's dive in. This is now my third year running. This was my number one goal for 2022. This was my number one goal for 2023. This is my number one goal for 2024. And my goal for this year is to live as if this is absolutely 100% the last year that I'm going to be alive. Now, I hope that it's not. I really hope that it's not my last year of me being alive. But I want to live as if I know, I want to live every single day of this next year as if I know that I'm going to be dying on December 31st of 2024. And I'm going to pretend like next year doesn't exist. Like 2025 doesn't even exist. Think about this. Like if you knew, if you knew that either you weren't going to live or that the world was going to end on January 1st, 2025, how much different do you think you would be this year? Or let's say that not the world's going to end. Let's just say that your life is going to end, right? I'm not trying to get morbid with you, but I'm trying to make you really think through a different lens. Let's say everyone that you love, they live through 2025 and beyond. But really for you, you know that you're not going to be living past December 31st, 2024. How would that change the way that you think about this year? How would that change the way that you think about the things that you do if you pretended like 2025 doesn't exist at all? When you're going to die, you're not really going to do stuff that you don't want to do. Maybe you'll do stuff that's a little bit challenging. Maybe you'll do things that are a little bit more exciting. Maybe you'll do things because you know that you have children and you have a family, that what you want to do is you want to set them up to have a great life, but you really want to challenge yourself to grow and expand. But you also don't want to do anything that you don't want to do. And so what you really do is you start to look through things and you say, if it's not a full fuck yes, I'm doing it. And I just need to take a pause real quick because I just offended some people by cussing. I was looking through some reviews the other day and there was a few reviews that are like, I love this guy's content, but he cusses too much. That's me. That's the way that it goes. And if someone's going to listen to a podcast and they want the podcaster to change themselves so that therefore their ears don't hurt when someone says a quote unquote bad word, and quote unquote bad word is just a programming that we were given as children. There is no such thing as a good or bad word. So be it. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but the way I like to say it, it's got to be a full fuck yes. You would do nothing over the next year that is not a full fuck yes. You would not, if you have a job that you don't enjoy, not even hate, but you just don't enjoy, you probably wouldn't do it anymore. You'd probably figure out another way to make money, to be able to still experience life, to maybe travel with your children, to do something, right? And so what I really want you to do is I want you to, if you have a pen and paper, grab your pen and paper, and I want you to think about going through your entire day. I want you to think about yesterday. I want you to think about yesterday. I want you to think about the day before. And I want you to go through every single thing that you did throughout the entire day and ask yourself, is this a fuck yes or is this a fuck no? What is it? And if you look at something and it's not a fuck yes, just don't do it anymore. Now, obviously, I'm going to talk about this, creating a transition plan and figuring out how to get out of the things that you don't want to do. You can't just, quit your job tomorrow, most likely, if you've got a family and a mortgage and all that stuff. But if it's not a full fuck yes to you, it should be a fuck no. And at some point, you should figure out a way to transition out of it. And so if you think about every single thing that you did yesterday, what is a yes? What is a no? If you think about from the second you woke up, maybe the house that you live in, the area, the part of town that you live in. I want you to think about the morning routine that you had. I want you to think about the breakfast that you're eating. I want you to think about the route that you went to work. Maybe you have a route to work where you can get there a little bit quicker, or it takes a little bit longer, but you take the scenic route. Maybe you just decide, the scenic route is worth an extra 10 minutes because it brings joy to my life. You could start thinking about those types of things. Think about the car that you drive. Think about your job. The majority of our waking hours, think about this for a second. The majority of your waking hours over your lifetime will not be spent with your kids. It won't be spent with your loved ones. The majority of your waking hours statistically will be spent doing something. And of course it will be. That was a dumb phrase. Will be doing some sort of job, right? And so if the majority of your waking hours are spent doing some sort of job, why would you not do something that you absolutely love? right? And start thinking about your job. Is it a fuck yes? Is it a fuck no? The people in your life, the people that you surround yourself with, the people that you've known for so long since you were a kid and they're still kind of around, are they a fuck yes? Because if they're not, they're probably a no. If you think about your coworkers, think about what you had for lunch, think about the way that you drive home, think about the way that you spend your moments when you come home. If you come home and you have, let's say you have 2 kids, right? You come home and, the kids are doing their thing. Maybe they're doing their homework. So you're spending your time on your phone, and then maybe you guys watch some TV. Maybe they're doing the homework and you watch TV, and then you get them ready for bed. You have dinner, whatever it might be. Is that a full fuck yes for you? Or is there a part of you that's like, you know what? We could probably spend more time together as a family. There's probably some ways that we could adjust some things so we could spend some more time together. Maybe you know what I could do instead of spending so much time on my phone, I could go outside and play basketball with my son. Right? So start to think about those things. Like, you can make any adjustment this is your life. Stop acting like you don't have options. Maybe what time you go to bed. Is that a yes? Is that a no? Think about your evening routines. Think about all of the stuff. Go through every single thing that you did yesterday, and then ask yourself, is it a yes or is it a no? If it's not a yes, it's automatically a no. It's not even, there's no maybes in between here. It's either, it's white or black. It's yes or no. Don't give yourself any gray areas. And go through everything that you did yesterday. And then think about today. Think about what you've done so far today. Think about what you have to do later on today. And start to go through different parts of your life. Go through your life. And if it's not a yes, it's a no. Think about your job. Think about your relationships. Think about your friendships. Think about where you live. Think about what food you eat. Think about how you take care of your body. Think about every single aspect of your body and say, if this was my last year alive, would I still be doing the shit that I'm doing now? Or would you do something different? Because if you want to live a really joyful life, you're going to start getting rid of the things that don't bring you joy, that don't bring you happiness, that don't bring you peace. So what are you doing that you don't want to do? Write them all down. Write everything down. Track everything. What are you currently doing in your life right now that you don't want to do? And the reason why I like looking through the lens of I'm going to live my life as if this is the last year that I'm alive, and I know that it's the last year alive, is because there's certain things that we kind of pull with us and we keep doing, and we've been doing for years, and we don't know why we're still doing them, but we're just doing them because of the fact we've always done them. And they're not fully in resonance with us anymore. Maybe you've grown and you've gotten older and you've gotten more mature, and you're still hanging out with some people who they used to be the imperfect resonance with you, but maybe they're not in resonance with you anymore because you've grown older. That's fine. That's something to think about. Maybe there's habits. Maybe there's patterns that you think that are not full fuck yeses for you anymore. We all grow. We all change. We don't have to stay in the past anymore. So what are you doing that you don't want to be doing? Maybe you want to get rid of certain people and certain habits and certain ways of thinking and your job and all of that. And then you start asking yourself, what are you not doing that you want to do? So think about that for a second. What are you doing right now that you don't want to be doing? Figure that out. And then what are you not doing that you do want to be doing? Maybe you want to create a podcast. Maybe you want to travel to Italy. Maybe you want to own your own company. Maybe you want to change your relationship with people in your family. Maybe you want more time with your children. And so you start asking yourself, and what we're trying to do, the purpose of this is we're actually really legitimately trying to build a perfect life. Because a lot of times people don't really sit down and say, what do I want with my life? It's crazy how many times I ask people, hey, what do you want? And the immediate thing that I hear back from them is what they don't want. What do you want? Well, I don't really want to be broke anymore. I don't really want to struggle with money. I don't really want to worry about it. I'm like, I didn't ask you what you don't want. I want to know what you want. And so you have to get really clear on exactly what it is that you want. So if you were to build out this perfect life, what would that look like to you? Remove anything in your life, remove everything in your life that is not a full fuck yes. And keep anything in your life that is. And then what you do is you start adding the things that are full fuck yeses that you're not currently doing. And so you take out the things that you're doing that you don't want to be doing anymore. And then you add in the things that you're not doing that you do want to be doing. And if you really start to think about it, it's super important to start looking at your life through this lens, because I think I was lucky enough, and I do look at it through a lens of being lucky enough, where my father was the first person that I knew that passed away. And he passed away when I was 15 years old, and I was young enough to realize And I remember looking at him in the casket and being like, holy shit, it's over. Like, it's over for this guy. And there's going to be one day where I'm going to be in some sort of casket. Hopefully it's not anytime soon. Hopefully it's not in 2024. But there's going to be some sort of day where I'm in the exact same position. I only get one life. Now, we could talk about reincarnation. We could talk about the soul moving to a different place. We don't actually know what happens. But what I do know is that Rob Dial exists in this moment, and he does have this life. And so why would I not do anything that isn't a full fuck yes? Why would I not do anything? Why would I do something that doesn't fully light me up? And I do realize that going and looking at this can be really challenging and really hard for a lot of people out there. Most people, it should be challenging and hard for you. And I do realize that there might need to be some transition times as you start making plans. That's completely fine. But what I really want you to start doing is looking through the lens of the life that you want to create. You know, you can't write down on a piece of paper the perfect life and then just expect that you're going to have it tomorrow. And so maybe you do have a job that you aren't in love with. Maybe it's not terrible, but it's just kind of pays the bills and it's fine. Well, can you create some sort of transition plan of the next 6 months, of the next 12 months, next 2 years of transitioning out of that position and what it would take? You know exactly what your monthly bills are, and maybe you keep your monthly bills exactly as they are. And you say, okay, in the next 2 years, I could probably do this. I could start a business. I could start an online business. I could start to grow my income. And over the next 2 years, I can, if I know that my mortgage and my house payment, everything costs whatever it is, $7,000 a month. What do I need to do to get myself to $7,000 a month in my new business or in my new job so that I can leave the job that I'm currently at? I can pay my bills. I can be good to go. And you create some sort of transition plan. You do not have to quit your job immediately. You don't have to quit your job today. You don't have to quit your job tomorrow if you don't love it. But if you don't love it, why would you spend the majority of your waking hours there? It takes, I promise you this, it takes more energy to get yourself to drive to a job that you hate, to wake up early in the morning, to get ready for a job that you hate, to drive to a job that you hate. It takes more energy to do that, to work all day long a job that you hate. It takes more energy to do all of that than it does to grow a business, to do something that you truly want, to do something that's a little bit harder, to do something outside of your comfort zone. Don't underestimate how much energy it takes for you to force yourself to go do something that you don't want to do with people that you don't want to do it with and something that doesn't light you up. It takes more energy to do that than it does to actually grow the business. I promise you that. Or to transition or to come up with a plan or whatever it might be. And so obviously, as you start to look through this lens of if this was the last year that I was alive, you can start to see where there's some cracks in your life. And you've been acting like you're going to live forever, and you've been acting like you've still got a whole lot of time. When you put the constraint of I don't have much time on it, it really makes it's like when you squeeze something, the cracks are going to show. Really, what the point of this is to squeeze the different aspects of your life and be like, where's the cracks? Where's the cracks in my relationship of things that I need to change and get rid of? Where are the cracks in my finance of things I need to change and get rid of? Where are the cracks in the way I'm showing up as a spouse, in the way I'm showing up as a parent, in the way I'm showing up in this way? And really what you start doing is you start looking through the lens of, if this was the last year alive, what would I want to do? And then from there, you can actually start to build the perfect life. I don't think enough people look through this lens. We act like we just have forever. We don't. We have one life. You have one life. Most people act like we're on deck. We're not in the batter's box. We're on deck in this life. No. You're in the batter's box. You've been in the batter's box. You need to stop acting like there's another life that you get. And when you look through this lens, you can really start to make some tough choices and start to really create the life that you want versus the one that you just kind of unintentionally built yourself into. So that's what I got for you for today's episode. If you love this episode, please share it on your Instagram stories and tag me in it, Rob Dial Jr., ROBDIALJR. And if you're out there and you really want to make 2024 the best year of your life, if you want to challenge yourself, if you want to grow yourself, if you want to change yourself and make 2024 the best year of your life, I'm running a 30-day challenge that is built on 6 pillars that we need to do every single day to expand ourselves and to grow ourselves. It is meant to challenge us. And I keep saying us because I will be doing the challenge with you and be going live in coaching every single day in a group setting. If you want to learn more about it, it is called Level Up 30. You can go to levelup30.com. The first 100 people who join get $50 off, and those first 100 people also get entered into a drawing for a free one-on-one call with me. One person will win a one-on-one call with me. So if you want to learn more about it, once again, you can go to the website levelup30.com. All of the information is up there. If you're going to half-ass it, don't join us. Don't be part of that group. But if you're like, full fuck yes, let's go in, I'm going to make this the best year of my life, go to levelup30.com, check it out. Hopefully I'll see you in there. And with that, I'm going to leave you the same way I leave you every single episode. Make it your mission, make someone else's day better. I appreciate you, and I hope that you have an amazing day.